Hi, Michelle here, Thrifting 101. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. Glad you're stopping in. I've kind of been down for the count this week, and I've had this haul right here sitting on the table all week. It's time to show you guys what I got and get it listed tomorrow. Hope you enjoy. So I sell on eBay, and every now and then I like to buy on eBay. Sometimes I find a good deal. Sometimes I just like to get feedback as a buyer. And I saw these come up for auction. They were $2.99, so I put in a bid and didn't really think about it. Again, I didn't really think I'd win the bid, but nobody else bid on it. I got these for $2.99. I kind of half thought that the seller was going to tell me, oh, you know, I decided not to sell these because they're worth more than $2.99. But she sent me a lovely note, and these are Hazel Atlas, by the way. They're called Candy Stripe. They date to the 50s and 60s. They're platonite and platinite, and they're really collectible. I had two before, and actually we dropped them in the move, so I'm replacing the ones I have. But not only did she send these to me well packed with a lovely letter, but she also threw in this swanky swig glass, and she had no idea that I collect these. This is in great shape. Dates to 1965. It was part of a set. It was probably a peanut butter jar or a craft food jar. Really cool, nice shape. Thank you again. Green was half price this week at the Injoy thrift store, and I picked up this gorgeous pottery ashtray made by California Pottery, and it dates back to the 1950s, 1960s. You can see right there, hopefully, it says California Original. And let me turn it over carefully. It has the mold number here, 650, and it says USA. So I usually pick them up when I see they say USA, even if it doesn't say California Pottery or whatever, because I know it's vintage. And this is a really cool ashtray. It is leaf shaped with a really neat silver edge to it. They sell for about $20. They were made probably in the 50s or 60s. I don't know if I said that. I know that California pottery heyday was the 1920s to the 1950s. And they also made, this company, they made lots of cookie jars I've seen, vases, and a few figurines. I'm kind of getting into the whole pottery thing. They sell for about $20. I paid up a little bit for what I would normally pay. I got this at the Goodwill. I paid $3.99 for it, and I picked it up because it's just stunning. It's got some luster wear to it. The colors are beautiful. It's in wonderful condition. It's a Rudolf Walker designed Bavarian bowl. It's got a nice beaded edge here, you can see. And the back stamp tells me that it was made somewhere between 1928 and the 1930s, because they added the B for Bavaria on the back stamp in 1928. Like I said, it's just in beautiful condition, and I'm going to ask, I think, $20 for it. If anyone's interested, let me know. I had so many people interested in that beautiful Bavarian cake plate. Thank you, Guinevere, for purchasing it, and I wish I could have sold it to everybody who was interested in it. Picked up 5 restaurant wear bowls. Yeah, I found some more restaurant wear this week. I paid 25 cents a bowl. They're made by the Buffalo Pottery, Buffalo China Company. And this back stamp here tells me dates probably to the 1980s. They had tons and tons of different back stamps. This was one they used mostly in the 80s. And they are condiment bowls or sauce bowls. Excuse me. Buffalo Pottery began in 1903, and interesting enough, they were purchased by the Larkin Soap Company to be given away as premiums to their soap customers. This piece has got a pattern number called F15 RES, RES for restaurant, but it's more commonly known as blank undecorated, because I guess that's what it is. It's just a simple white piece. This set here will sell for about $20. These pieces were hanging around the thrift store for quite a while. They finally dropped down to half price. So I paid $1 for the bowl and $1 for the creamer. They're in really nice shape and they just have a nice, clean, kind of 1980s look to them. I don't think they've ever been used. And I was kind of interested in doing a little research on carousel stoneware. And I was kind of surprised to find out that they were made for the Sango company. Like I said, in the 1980s. This bowl alone, I'm hoping to get about $10 for, and the creamer, maybe $8. I paid $1 each for these 7-inch tab-handled server bowls, and I just kind of fell in love with the colors and the pattern, and I was really intrigued that it said designed by Gail Pittman. I never heard of Gail Pittman, so off I went home to find out who she was. And first I want to tell you that this pattern here, it's called Alfresco, dates to 2010, and these were produced for Southern Living at Home. It doesn't say that anywhere on there, but there's a whole line of Gail Pittman designed dinnerware, or pottery actually, all beautiful patterns. This happens to be one of them for Southern Living at Home, which she just happened to be the creative director of from 2002 to 2010. She has her own company. She's the CEO of the Gail Pittman Incorporated Company, and she's a designer for kitchenware, and she has some beautiful, beautiful designs. This one in particular caught my eye, plus it was the only design there. Anyway, I paid $2 for them. They sell for, I'm gonna ask about $30 for them. She seems to command some money for her designs. I don't know about your Goodwill. My Goodwill is kind of expensive and it's always kind of hit or miss. I try and go as often as I can. This was definitely a hit. I picked up 8 bowls for $8, $1 a bowl. And you can see right here, they're Franciscan and they are in the desert rose pattern. They were made in England. And I don't know if you remember a video or two back, I was lucky enough to find the same pattern, a mini teapot, which sold right away, by the way, in the same pattern, made in Portugal. The Portuguese and the English desert rose bowls were made between 1985 and 2003. The US ones were made between 1941 and 1984. And like I had said in my last video, they had a super long run and were probably known as the most identifiable dinnerware in America. I paid $8 a bowl. I'm going to ask $40 for the set. They're absolutely perfect. The desert rose pattern was designed by Mary Winans, who was an in-house artist for the company, and she was inspired by a design by Annette Honeywell, who was a California artist. Was really happy to find these. I do not run into them very often. They're Libby. I don't know, does it say Libby on there? They're not marked, but they are Libby, and the pattern is LRS 137. I was able, also known as antique cars. Look at them, antique cars or horseless carriages. I was able to get 2 low balls, a chip bowl, a Tom Collins, and just a regular tumbler. I don't think it has a specific name to them. But I'm going to sell them. They sell for about $5 a piece. I'll probably sell them off as a lot. Each and every one is in really wonderful condition. They're 50s, 60s vintage, definitely mid-century. Picked this up last Friday when everything was half price, so I paid a whopping $1 for it. You can see it says Mammoth, Illinois, USA, oven proof. It's the Mammoth Pottery Company. They started business in 1892, and they use this back stamp right here, this maple leaf, until 1930. So I know it's pretty vintage. And you can see here, it's just in wonderful condition. Glaze is still nice and shiny. Pay 50 cents a set for these beautiful cobalt blue cup and saucers. Actually, they are called Sapphire. That's the pattern name. And everybody loves cobalt blue out there. I don't think I'll have any trouble selling them. I only paid 50 cents a set for them. I think I'm going to ask maybe $10 to $12 for both sets. So I'm in my comfort zone a little bit here, but I kind of knew I had to have this. It was half price. It was originally marked 18, and I got it for 9. The label here says a Sundog original, and it's a large vest, a woman's vest. It's in really nice condition, but what really appealed to me, it appealed to me on a lot of different levels. It's a beautiful suede vest. It looks like it hasn't been worn, but it's a hand-painted suede vest. And it is a vintage hand-painted suede vest. It's got the artist name and the date of 94 here. So I don't know what it's worth. I couldn't find her name or even the company name anywhere, although I did find a Sundog vintage clothing store in Colorado. I'm not sure that this is it. Anyways, I'm going to list it and we'll see what happens, and I will keep you informed. I'm sure somebody's going to want it. It's beautiful. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I did make it to Salvation Army on Monday before I got sick, and I got a great haul, just a Salvation Army haul, $14. Can't wait to show you what I got. I also wanted to let you know, stay tuned for the outtakes, because my friend Janet, she's been with me on YouTube here since pretty much day one, and she's been over the years constantly saying, Michelle, can you please do a tour? Can you please do a house tour? And I keep putting it off and telling her someday. Well, she finally got mad at me and said, you know what, I'm gonna do my own home tour and send it to you. And she did a really cool tour of mostly her Rae Dunn collection, which is huge. I'm gonna show a little clip of it at the end here. And then when we get what she sent us put together into a little video, I'm gonna put it up on my thrifting page. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, share, most of all, leave me a comment, and we'll see you again real soon.
Hi, Michelle. It's Janet. Thought I'd do a little tour here for you, like I said. Those are some roses out of the front garden that Perry planted. And here is the Rae Dunn that I've collected for about 3 years. It's overtaken the house, and thank goodness Perry's okay with that. There, that was my first part of my collection. The sugar, flour, tea, and coffee. And anything with the M stamp on it, those are priceless now.
This little cutie, this owl here, is lusterware, individual, a teapot. Oh boy, hold on a second. This is just a super cute little owl mini lusterware teapot. Let's see if I can get this up. I can't get it. This is. So as you guys know, I'm still unpacking all my stuff around here and listing new things that are old things all the time. And this is an old thing that I've had, and it's adorable. It's a lusterware, kind of a kitschy, owl-shaped. I can't do it, dear. Desert rose, Ralph Lauren rose.